Alright guys, so let's get started. As you can see right here, we've got the Prismacolor color pencils. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and open them up. As you can see, I've already been using them quite a bit. Okay, thing is about these pencils, you're going to have to be real careful with using them. They're prone to breakage and the lead is very soft, so don't drop them, don't abuse them. Try to keep them in a nice case if you can. I just keep them in the the case and tin that it came in, just because, why the hell not? There's no reason. I don't really travel with them, so to speak, so they're safe enough in here. Now, with these pencils, there is a little bit of a learning curve. If you're used to using, Crayola or other various brands that are not, more professional like, you're gonna notice that these are they're soft and they put a lot of color on paper. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at how to use them. So what I'm gonna start with, hopefully you guys can see this, Copenhagen. It's very much a nicer, darker blue tone that I've noticed. At least it is with this this set of pencils. So let's go ahead and take a look at what it looks like. So we could sketch a little something out here. I don't know. Let's draw like a little character, like a little face or something. Since I like characters and faces, let's draw like a little character, a little face or something. You'll be able to see. Now, I'm not putting a lot of pressure with this, okay? I'm not putting very much pressure at all, and it's just coming right out. Since I like to do cartoons, I'm just doing a little cartoon here. Nothing major. Kind of a base character that's kind of based around my silly ass goofy style. Let's give him some sideburns, make him a greaser. Why I'm doing this all in blue is because I just picked this color and decided I wanted to fuck around with it a little bit. Okay, so we got like a little basic character here. Just a little basic character head, nothing major. Now there's a couple of ways that you can approach doing this. There's a couple of different methods. You can use a brush and water, which I have some water in a cup and a brush right here. Then, this is the thing that intrigued me the most about these pencils, is using the Prismacolor Colorless Blender marker. This is a really cool way to have some fun. If you don't, say like you're in public place and you don't have access to a brush and water and you really don't want to make a mess anyway, or maybe the grade of paper that you're using just isn't going to cut it, it's just too thin. Like this is very thin paper for using the water, and you'll see that when I do a little test with it. You can use this instead. So how does this work? Let's go ahead and shade in the hair a little bit. Just do a quick shading here, give it some kind of a texture. If you're doing a greaser character, I think it always looks good if you really get the hair, really sweep up with it. Because I used to wear my hair like this, so I actually know how to comb it like this and know how it should be drawn. Maybe a little darker, do a little bit darker of a shade down at the bottom here, going around, kind of works into some darker strokes. Down in the back, of course, it's a little darker, and the duck's ass or duck's tail. Okay, so now we have the hair kind of shading. Looks all right as is, and you can leave it as is if you wish. Now, let's take a look at what we can do with this. All of a sudden, it darkens. Now I'm doing the area that I shaded a little bit darker down at the bottom. You notice it darkens. And the cool thing is you notice when I'm spreading the colorless blender, notice how even the lighter area still stays lighter. I mean, it darkens, but it stays lighter, which is nice. See how see the difference from here to over here? Now watch, do down in this area. Now this is already a little on the dark side. Watch how dark it actually gets now. And the areas over here that are lighter, notice that they stay lighter. And you can do this even for the lining work as well. Now notice the lines right in here. Look at all the different lines of the face. Watch, all of a sudden, just gonna outline the face and jaw area. All of a sudden it's darker. Look at the eyebrows. Bam. Want them darker? Taken care of. So it's kind of a cool thing, and you will get a little bit of residual buildup on your marker, and that can kind of come in handy for some really light shading. So say I want to do a little bit of shading down around the eyes, I can kind of pull and draw it out. See, I can put that shading in there with it without really having to apply any more layers to it. I can kind of manipulate it a little bit. As you see, look, all of a sudden there's some shading right in there, and it's just from the little buildup that you're going to get on your marker. See what I'm saying? Just like that. So if you don't really want to do a whole lot of layering on it, but you do want to shade a little bit, have a little fun with it, you can do some really cool little light shading with it, which is something I kind of like about it. You can spread it and have some fun with it. See what I'm saying? A little light shading in there. All right, so enough about the marker, and let's do it another way. This time I will use, here we go, Crimson Red. This color I really like. Crimson Red is definitely, in the 24 set, it's a little bit darker of a red. So you can really have some fun with this one. It's good for really getting in and doing the darker shading. So I'll show you how we use a brush and water on this. Let me go ahead and pull another pencil out here too. Let me use the Carmine Red as well. So we got a little bit lighter and a little bit darker. I'll start off with the Carmine Red, and I'll do, say, a little bit of this, a little shading here. Let's do a little shading test so you can see what the water does and how it affects it. Okay. So a little lighter down here, a little darker up there. Let's take the Crimson Red. Let's do a little bit darker up top. Notice it is a little bit darker. Kind of blended into each other. Cool. All right. So now let's go ahead and take a fine little brush. A little bit of water on it. You don't want to overdo it. And let's apply. Now you see what it looks like the way it is. Let's apply some water now. All of a sudden, they darken. They bleed a little bit. You can actually bleed them and use it for shading, which is kind of nice too. Definitely, I've done I think one picture using the water. And I mean, it was okay. It came out okay. Actually, it came out a lot better than okay. All right there, Nolan. I'll break your arm, pat yourself on the back. As you can see, you can actually move it around and shade it out, which is nice. And it's very, very rich in color. You can really have some fun with these pencils. So if you're looking for a decent set of more professional pencils, definitely go with Prismacolor. They're not super expensive, but they're not exactly cheapies either. They're a good medium range professional like pencil you can really have some fun with. You can really do some cool shit with them. And there you go. So now you have an idea of, let's go ahead and circle this. This is the Colorless blender. Please don't laugh at my crappy ass writing, but I'm more of a drawer, not a writer. And this over here is water and brush. So two different styles, one same purpose. These are just really awesome markers and they're fun to play with. So if you're looking to play with something, go ahead and check these out, and I will see you guys in another video. Please subscribe, like, favorite, whatever your heart tells you to do, and we'll keep busting out these videos. All right, till next time, guys. Late.